Hey everyone, welcome back to Empower Autism. Today I want to talk about overcoming sleep problems in autism. And this is really a major problem for this population. From research from the National Institute of Health or the NIH, we know that 50 to 80% of individuals with autism have some sort of sleep problem, some sort of sleep issue. When we compare this to a neurotypical population, only 20 to 30% of that population of children in that population have some sleep problem. So there's a major discrepancy here, right? 20 to 30% in the neurotypical population, 50 to 80% in the autism population. Something is wrong here. This is a really major problem, and we need to work on fixing it. We know that high quality sleep leads to better performance during the day. It leads to higher mental capacity. It leads to better physical performance. Having good sleep affects the rest of your day. Just imagine, like, I know if I don't get good sleep, I'm not the same person the next day. And I'm sure you know when you don't get good sleep, you're not the same person next day. So why are we accepting that there's a 50 to 80% of this population that has a sleep problem? We really should not accept that. We need to do something about it. So what are the problems that we're talking about? The number one problem that we see, the number one problem that we hear about is that there is a delay in sleep onset. So if you tell your child, okay, it's time to go to bed, and they go into bed, but now they're just lying in bed awake, or they're getting up out of their bed and walking around, or they're stimming, or they're touching items, or whatever it may be, they're coming out to find you, to talk to you, they're coming into your bedroom, right? There's a delay in when you actually put that child to sleep and when they actually fall to sleep. And we know based on research that this is a much more significant delay than the neurotypical population. Other problems that we see, waking in the middle of the night, right? They might wake up multiple times in the middle of the night. They're not staying asleep. We also see that they're waking up possibly earlier or excessively early as compared to a neurotypical population. And other problems that we see that are more general, which is co-sleeping, sleeping with parents, things like that. But you see that a lot in just everybody in general, right? We see that in children all over the place. You have children that want to sleep with their parents, and for whatever reinforcement that has occurred there continues to occur, right? The other thing that we know about sleep problems, we know we're not getting enough REM sleep. We know that it affects us mentally, physically. But when we're specifically looking at the autism population, we know that poor sleep performance also leads to more severe autism symptoms. So it leads to lower levels of attention. It leads to lower academic skills in school. It leads to lower social skills. We also see increases in repetitive behavior. So you might see increases in rocking, stimming, things like that, not being able, having rigid routines, right? We see increases in that. We also see increases in emotional responses like aggression and self injury. Um, and these things, again, shouldn't be a shock to us. If we are getting poor sleep, of course, you're going to perform worse academically. Of course, you're not going to want to socialize. Of course, you're going to have emotional responses, right? If I do not get sleep, I am short with my wife all the time, right? If she says something to me, maybe I snap. If I'm only operating on 4 or 5 hours of sleep and I didn't get that quality sleep that I'm looking for. So we know that poor sleep in children with autism affects that child. But we also know, based on research, that affects you as the parent. We know from Manon and Leader 2023, so this is new research, that when a child with autism is getting poor sleep in the house, it is also affecting that child's parent. It's also affecting that child's family. So we know that poor sleep in a child is leading to increases in stress, increases in anxiety, and increases in depression in a parent. It's also leading to worse sleep and a poor quality of life based on a questionnaire assessment. But of course, like, this makes sense. If your child's up all night, all hours of night, and making noise, doing whatever, coming out of their room, of course you have to attend to that, right? So now you're up. Now your quality of life is decreasing. Now your mental and physical performance the next day is decreasing. So this is not just an individual problem. This affects the whole family unit, right? So we really need to work on this. So So what can we do? Um, First and foremost, I would tell you to go check with your doctor. I think that this is very important. You want to make sure, is there anything that can physically help your child through medication, right? Or maybe is there a medication that your child can be taking that might help with sleep, but also are there medications that your child is already taking that might affect your child's sleep, right? And is there anything that we can do about this? I'm not a medical professional. I do not know the answers to those questions, but you definitely need to check with your doctor. You need to figure out what medications are working, what medications might be working against you, and how we can alter them or how we can adjust them, right? Um, Secondly, you can also take a behavioral approach, right? So here at Empower Autism, we've developed a 10-step behavioral intervention to helping your child overcome sleep problems, right? And this intervention, this plan is based, yes, on my own experiences and seeing how it works, but it's also backed up by extensive peer-reviewed research, right? So this research, it's going to be Patterson et al. 2024. That's this year. We're talking about Sandy et al. 2013, Lucelli 2020. These are just a few of the research articles that have come out that have utilized a behavioral approach into helping children with autism overcome sleep problems. So the one that we've developed here is a 10-step program. We break down each step from a behavioral perspective, and we make the language, we make everything very clear for the parent so that the parent can utilize this intervention on their own. Try it out, see if it works, see if it helps. The difference between getting 5 hours of sleep a night and 6 hours of sleep a night is huge. Let's see if we can help your child, help what severe symptoms they might have by helping sleep, right? We always want to act on the symptom. My child's having aggressions. What do I do? How do I fix that aggression? Maybe we need to not look at what the symptom is, but we need to look at what is causing it, right? Possibly reduction in sleep, reduction in quality sleep is causing it. And again, this is a 10-step program. You can check it out on our website at empower-autism.com. If you follow us on Instagram, you can find the course at the link in our bio. But really, we break it down for parents. We make it very easy to follow. And I really hope that it helps your child. Please comment on this. If you have any questions, like, subscribe. We are setting out a lot of things to help parents help their child with autism. We want to empower individuals with autism, and we want to empower parents to work with their child with autism to make them as independent as possible. Check out our shorts also. We put out a lot of quick tips that I think can be very helpful for parents. So thanks for tuning in. Comment, like, and subscribe.